Hey guys, it's Chris here, and you know what? 2021 is coming to an end, and I want to thank you if you have followed my channel for this long. I've been doing this for a few years, and actually 2021 was one of the years that I've done the least with YouTube, and I hate that. I absolutely love making these videos. I love doing this content for you guys. So I'm going to be back in 2022 doing a lot more of this. You might have noticed I've been tweaking around my video and audio settings. I think that they're better than they've ever been, and they're just going to get better. But let's get right into this and let's get to work here. So it's the end of the year. It's December 31st. That is the last day of the year. And we need to do a little bit of work. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is how to pull an Amazon fulfilled inventory report. That's going to be real important for you and help you get all of the information you need to give to your accountant or to do your taxes right. So this is basically going to show what Amazon is holding of yours. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. Then what I'm going to show you how to do is actually how to look at your supplier profitability in Inventory Lab, which is going to be really helpful for you to plan your sourcing for next year and years to come. Okay guys, so the very first thing we're going to want to pull is called our Amazon Fulfilled Inventory Report. This is the thing that people always talk about pulling right around midnight. You actually really don't need to do that. It's a myth. Okay, just pulling it anytime today or tomorrow is just going to be fine. And if you use Inventory Lab or a repricer, it pulls it automatically for you every day, several times a day. So if you use either of those pieces of software, don't worry about it. This is already done automatically for you, but I'll show you how to do it manually anyway. So we just log into Seller Central. We're going to go up to our inventory tab, and then we're going to go down to inventory reports. Once we're there, you're going to see where it says select report type. We're going to click on that. We're going to see the drop down. We're just going to select Amazon Fulfilled Inventory Report. We're going to click on Request Report, and then it's going to take a couple moments, and it'll be ready to download. There you go. That's the shortest I've ever explained something on YouTube. 2022 is going to be real weird, guys. I just explained how to do something in like 45 seconds. Now, once we have this, you can give this to an accountant or use it yourself to figure out what Amazon is holding for you. This is really important to figure out the value of your business at the end of the year. This is a big tax thing. Talk to an accountant about it. I don't fully quite understand all of that stuff, so I use an accountant. However, what I will tell you is a really good book that I really always recommend to people when they're trying to get into business, is a book that I have bought dozens of times because I'm constantly giving it away, is a book called Small Time Operator. I'll drop a link in the description below. I don't make any money from it. I'm not even going to throw up an affiliate link for it. It's a great book that explains this and will go into what to use this report for, and it is really important. So, next, let me show you how to pull your supplier profitability in Inventory Lab. Now, what that's going to do for you is allow you to see where you made your money this year, and that's going to be really, really useful. Okay, guys, so the next step, we're going to need Inventory Lab. Now, we log into Inventory Lab just like normal, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your report section and then your supplier profitability report. Okay, now this is going to assume that you have properly put in your suppliers for everything you've been buying, and this is one of the best things that you can use Inventory Lab for. People always say to me, you know, is Inventory Lab worth it? It's $50 a month. Can I afford it? Should I get it? And I always say yes. And I believe that the listing process for Inventory Lab is vastly superior to Seller Central. I think it's going to speed you up immensely, especially if you use live shipments, because live shipments are where it's at. But one of the cool things that they also have, they have these really cool reports. Now, some people say like, oh, well, can I just give these to my accountant and they'll do everything for me? Well, maybe. I don't, okay? I use QuickBooks for my accounting, but what Inventory Lab is really good for is looking at stuff like this that's more into the nitty-gritty and more at the item level in Seller Central or in your sales to help you be able to see where you're making your money, where you're not making your money. So once we're in our supplier profitability report, this is what we're going to have in front of us. Now, what this is going to show is where we're buying what from and how much money you're making here. So one of the things here, now I always kind of feel weird because I hate showing my numbers, and I've edited out my stuff here, but I left in my ROIs. And you can see that some of these places that I'm shopping from, I have crazy ROIs from. And that's because I do a lot of grocery and I do a lot of wholesale. And I've never been a huge seller. There are definitely sellers out there. They're doing $1 million a month. They're doing, all that stuff. And that's great. And that's a great business model. Hey, Veruca, gotcha. But that's a great business model. But I would rather run a smaller operation that is more profitable and I'm more selective in what I'm selling. So that's why, I might not be the biggest bulk seller, okay, in the whole country, but I focus, okay, and I pick and choose my inventory and my suppliers very carefully. Now, looking at this report here, we can right off the bat see our ROIs. We could sort by what supplier is giving us our best ROI. It just so happens my number one supplier is also giving me my best ROI. Now, if I was looking at a supplier and they weren't my top supplier and they weren't giving me my best ROI, then I got to say to myself, well, why aren't they my top supplier? Okay. There's so many times when you're doing this business that you're going to forget places that you've been sourcing from. Okay. You might go a whole few months where you're just hitting target real hard. And then you just stop, you go over to Walmart, it's real good. You go on GameStop, it's got good stuff, and you just forget about Target. And then you can look at a report like this and be reminded of, wow, I was really making some money at Target. I haven't been doing that lately. Why not? Okay. And sometimes, you hit a store real hard, you buy up all their inventory. If you're somebody that does a lot of clearance shopping, you know that the clearance won't stay great forever because you buy it all up. Okay. Especially if you live in an area that maybe doesn't have a ton of stores like how I live. So this is a great way to remind yourself of where you made your money from and then double down on what's profitable for you. And that just saves you a lot of time. What's that called? The 80-20 principle. If we've all read the 4-Hour Work Week, we know that we can make about 80% of our income from 20% of our buys. And that's probably actually pretty true. In fact, I would probably put it closer to like 90-10 or something like that. Now, in this report, we can also go up to advanced search, okay? And if we go into advanced search, it's going to show us more information that will be helpful to us. So we could look for stuff in the last month. Keep in mind, this is Q4. You might be sourcing from places you don't normally source from, but we can look in the last 6 months, the last 3 months, okay? The more data we can have, the better decisions we can make. I think one of the most powerful tools in Inventory Lab in this particular report is to use the From tool. Now, here's where this gets crazy. We could actually look at where we were profitable last year. So in this tool, we could put in January to, let's say January 1st to December, or January 1st to January 30th of 2021. Or 2019. We can go back as far as we've been using Inventory Lab and see what's been profitable. In fact, that's exactly what I do all the time. I pull my month-to-month supplier profitability and see, oh, these suppliers I was profitable in this month. These suppliers I did a little bit less with. Why? And I start asking myself these questions. And what you could start to see is you could start to see patterns in your own shopping that you might not see otherwise, or you might start to see patterns in your suppliers that you might not see otherwise. Okay, I have a couple local suppliers that I shop from. They're kind of like a competitor to Ollie's. And using this, I was actually starting to see when they get their inventory in, because I could see when they get really profitable. I do this report month to month. I throw it all into a spreadsheet, and then I'm able to go through and figure out, what's going to be profitable for me at different times, because they have different schedules where they get inventory in, and I was able to reveal that to myself. Now, another really good report here that I would recommend pulling would be your category profitability, okay? Just the same way we did our supplier profitability, we could actually see what categories are going to be our most profitable here. I'm looking at mine right now, and in grocery, I'm averaging 238% ROI, whereas in toys, I only have an 85% ROI. Now, those are both really good ROI, but why aren't I doing more grocery? Well, I am. I do a ton of grocery, and that's why it has that high ROI. But looking in my report for category profitability, I'm able to see that, and you'll be able to see that too and make a better sourcing choice and be able to really focus in and do better time management with your Amazon business, where you're getting out there, you're getting to where you're already making the money and you're spending more time there, therefore making you more money. So anyway, guys, listen, I hope that everybody's having a great 2021. I know it's been rough for some people. It's been pretty good for me. I've been crazy busy. I've expanded my business a whole bunch. I will talk about that more next year when I make more videos next year. I hope that 2022 is amazing for you. I hope that this was helpful for you, and I will be seeing a lot more of you guys in 2022. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye-bye.